Yo, what's up everyone? Good morning and happy Songkran. This is the second day of Thailand's New Year's celebration of 2022. Songkran is a water festival, but it's also the thing that marks the Thai New Year. So happy New Year to you. Today is April 14. The festival is 13, 14, 15. Some of the best things you can do are go spend time with your family at your favorite local restaurant. Dim Sum today is what we are on the lookout for, and Dim Sum is a very special thing you're going to enjoy when you visit Hat Yai. And for today's fun, just thinking of this right now, I'm going to call this the Day of Two Towers in Hat Yai. The first tower you're going to be on the lookout for is those wicker steaming baskets of beauty, of deliciousness. They are smaller, but they are full of flavor. The larger of today's two towers, we are going to go up to the high point of Hat Yai. It is an amazing stainless steel structure. It's the only one I've ever seen like it in Thailand. So today I'm calling this the tale of the two towers. Okay, let's get inside. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're in for something good right here. Hope you're having a beautiful day. See you soon. We got lucky with this one. Dim Sum is very famous in Hat Yai, but we wanted to find one with a little more of a neighborhood feel, maybe kind of exactly that. The New Year's favorite place when everyone comes back to the hometown, when it's a celebration, maybe waking up from a late night, hanging out last night. People don't really want to cook, so they come to their favorite local restaurant for dim sum. This is called Siri Dim Sum. It's sort of just a bit set back from the main east-west northern ring road. Stretches east-west, the road that's going to take you to Songkhla downtown.
เอาอย่างละหนึ่งเอาอย่างละหนึ่งมันเยอะไงเพราะว่าถ้าขี่เก่ง30มันอย่าง
ข้างหลังมีอีก
เดี๋ยวเขาจะมาเดี๋ยว
Oh, ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณครับ Oh man, I guess it's bigger than I thought. They have one set or one type of things in the steamers, but then these are all cold. So I said one of each, and he said, oh, I don't think you can handle that. He said there's more than 30. อันนั้นคือเลขของโต๊ะ Oh, สุดยอด ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณครับ So he said, here's how you do it. You pick all of yours, you put them in the different steamers, and then they pile them all up. They're going to cook here, and then you have the number that represents your table number. I guess I've never had dim sum like this, but definitely not down here in Thailand. Man, look at that. So some of them are actually stainless steel. So my story of two towers is actually working out great. Okay, I think it's my turn. ขอบคุณครับโต๊ะสองได้ไหมครับของใช่ไหมครับหยิบเลยก็ได้ครับตามผม Chicken feet for you.
เอาเพิ่มมาก่อนนี่ปลาก่อน
This is amazing. I love the ordering. Oh, here we go.
อร่อยซาลาเปาปลา
Okay. สุดท้ายอันนี้ครับ Okay. This is so fun. This has to be the favorite local restaurant of so many people. It's so fun. I'm wondering if I'm in the way, but no, this is how you do it. So the chefs are coming out, they're preparing things in the back, they're coming out, they're refilling this cabinet, but then the customers are here unfilling the cabinet. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, and then 2 of these kangs. So this is called a kang. I love it. You build your own tower. That's what Uncle was doing. Okay. I just love putting your table number on top. I love that. Dude, this is the best family game that you could ever want to play, and this is a game you definitely want to win. Oh man. And dude, her hands must be amazing. This thing is very, very hot right here.
โอเคไหม
ชอบมากเลยครับจะไปหน้าครับ So there's ours, number 2. Oh man. So another beautiful coming together of cultures down here in the south of Thailand. Actually, in one way, there is a preservation of the Chao Shan, the Tetsu culture that may or may not still exist in the home country of China. Because this people group is a diaspora group. They actually have unique foods that probably still live on in the diaspora community that may have changed back in the homeland. So that is one of them. In the steamers, we probably have a few more flavors. I am not an expert of this food by any means, but it's a chance for me to try and practice. It's also a chance for me to learn, and I've made a friend at the next door table. She was already teaching me about two foods that are Teochew and not necessarily Thai, not necessarily Chinese, but of a special diaspora community that is alive and well down here in the south of Thailand. It's such a cool trip. For me, the most cool thing is this mix of cultures. I'm getting emotional. It is my favorite thing in all of life. The way that people thrive, whether they are living at home or whether they are living in a country so far from home. I am one of those people. It is like the gift of life to have the chance to see, oh man, to see all that can happen when you may or may not choose the beginning standpoint, but from there you live with the positivity, the optimism, and see how you can move forward as an individual or as a community. So to me, I guess this tea can represent that.
คุณลุงครับชอบที่นี่มากเลยครับเราขับรถผ่านหน้าร้านอาหารนะครับแล้วก็ได้ความรู้สึกดีที่สุดจากนี้ครับขอบคุณครับ
I'm gonna actually cry right now. Cry before a meal. Cry, then pray, then enjoy. That's a pretty good way to start. I mean, I guess that is what happens at Christmas sometimes. So, chrysanthemum tea, cheers. Oh my goodness, babe. Okay, we have, I know I counted, but then we kept adding. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, very even, and also respect how easy it is to count when it's like that. I'm going for this one first, because it's right in front of me. Oh, they're little balls of, hey, someone took a bite out of that one first. So that was me with the thumbnail. So I'm going to continue with this one. Like shrimp, maybe tofu, maybe shrimp and rice flour. Wood ear mushrooms, maybe some carrot. It almost tastes like the contents of a Vietnamese spring roll, but just made into a meatball and no rice paper around it. It's just very satisfying. It's nice and warm. Thankfully not too hot. I can just start right into these. Yeah, that steamed foods will share a similar texture. Just also something very cool about this, older people, maybe teeth aren't so strong anymore, this is going to be a favorite. And that's also part of the health aspect in Chinese culture. Also the steaming is not just to clean the food, it's also to soften the food, make it easier to digest and just easier to chew. So grandma and grandpa have many reasons to love this food, and young people like us just as much. You know what? I think there's a dip over here. It's a soy sauce. You can just see from the color. It's a vinegar. Oh yeah, that's the one we need. Yup. Vinegar, garlic, chilies, soybeans, fermented soybeans. Going over here with some cauliflower, shrimp. See if I can get both in one chopstick full. I'll do Lee's trick. You gotta pierce one of them. Okay. That's powerful. Cauliflower, just plain, healthy. That sauce is awesome. Stinky. Super spicy from garlic, not from chilies. Tons of fresh garlic in there, almost like a puree of garlic, basically. So I'm surprised to say this, but go easy on that sauce. That is like totally overpowering. It's so garlicky. I love garlic. I was just not ready for that. Another one. Let's see. How about that egg? It looks to be almost the same shrimp meatball, but with some 100-year-old egg, the century egg dim sum right there. I'll be a little more gentle with this dip, but I love that. The richness of the century egg, maximum. Beautiful. Here's another one, very recognizable. These are again filled with that kind of sausage. Maybe it's shrimp, maybe it's fish, maybe this one is pork, and then it has some deep fried garlic. Going back, I like this dip already, just a little bit. And then it's like the yun tuan wrapper, right? That's a good dip. This is the kids' version. That's the adults' version. Another one I was very excited to try. Gui chai, the chives. Dude, those are some fatty. See if I can unstick it. Not fatty, actually, just plump. They're not going to be fatty at all. It's the vegetarian one. I don't know if any of these are actually vegetarian though. They all might have some pork fat lubrication going on. Sour. The chives have such a breath. So clean. How can something be stinky and clean at the same time? I don't know, but it is. It's the pure vegetable flavor of the chives, which include that kind of garlicky, horseradishy. It's not spicy though. And then the wrapper is that mung bean flour. Or you think it's rice flour? Okay, one more. That one looks to me to be very Chinese. The minced pork, more mushrooms, and maybe some mature vinegar. You see the dark color? Oh, I think it's all mushrooms. Maybe mushrooms and pork. We're gonna fall. That one is so big. Easily the best one yet. It was just a tiny bit too hot, but Lee says that's part of the excitement. That's the best one on the table.
You say that
Multiple. She says that one's the best only because I did not try the chicken feet. Okay, I'm gonna take one of these, and then Lee is gonna try the chicken feet for you. The miniature baozi. Miniature bao. This in Thai we call salapao, but losing the short chopsticks here. In Thai we call salapao. In Chinese just bao. Bao means bun. Bao also means hug, right? Or bread. Bao. Bao. Sorry, bread. Chinese buns. This one has a sweet filling, I think. There's the pork. Oh, no, it's the pork filling. He has pork and a red bean.
inside the meat we call cha shao. So you get cha shao bao.
Cha shao bao is the name of this type of baozi. A little. Oh, it's not very sweet. There's some herbs, some warm spices. That reminds me of stuff that we ate in Liuzhou. That flavor of bao.
Just like 4 times or 5 times bigger than this.
Yeah.
Cha shao bao.
It is a little sweet, but it's more meaty and warm. So, of the variations of like the shrimp meatball with stuff on them, there's like 10 different variations. You have sausage, you have corn, peas. Here you have seaweed. Here you have another sausage around a pork ball. But this one is unique. It has rice in it. some chunks of pork on the top. It has some fatty mushroom, and then the rice just has this sauce. Oh man, because it's steamed, the rice is all nice. The rice is stuck together, very easy to eat with chopsticks. It's sticky rice, not just rice. That's why it's so sticky. Yep. If I tease it like this, I bet I could get it all into one big ball. Oh, that's one that just gets the saliva flowing. I think I might. Hold on. Okay, I'm going for it. Might make a mess. Because it's sticky rice. See, you could never do that with white rice. Oh man, and the flavor too. Just first boiled into it, but then second steamed into it. Mushroom cheers. Dim sum is so fun. Oh. Very hearty, very heavy. That's almost like zhongzi, the flavoring, the spices and seasoning used in zhongzi, and it is sticky rice like that. Maybe they fried the sticky rice and then steamed it. Oh, อร่อยมาก Cheers to a great meal of dim sum. Happy New Year's. So if you leave green tea steeping for a long time, of course it's going to get bitter, any tea actually. But the chrysanthemum helps to keep it sweet, so you get the strength of that green tea, like really thick, really strong green tea. But the chrysanthemum keeps it like kind of fresh. Oh, there is one that I did not try yet. I mean, I tried all the different types, but I did not try the sweet filling baozi. You open the bao. Ooh. Sticky. Can just bite it open, but I want to show you the inside. Oh. Yellow egg, so egg yolk. Oh, wow. But not preserved. It's just egg yolk steamed, but there's a little bit of sugar in there. How did they do that? Put sugar in, but not break the yolk. That one would take some skill to pull off. I don't know how to do that. So sticky, it sticks to the chopsticks. Sorry about that. It was so cool when he was rearranging all of our trays. Can you figure out why he was looking in every single one? I can only think he needed to pour some. Okay.
Some of them they need sauce.
Okay.
Because to make sure every sauce
Because some of them could burn, right? Like stick to the. Well.
Some of them is also have no flavor.
Oh, okay, okay. Sweet sour pork ribs, sweet and sour. Oh, that's like a classic Guangdong, right?
So we only have one chicken feet.
You can order more.
Is there time to finish? ไม่เป็นไรค่ะ
They really did already finish. No
Last
way.
time we come around this time they already closed the shop.
No, yesterday when we tried to come here, we came at like 11:30.
You know the name of
Now it's only 10:30.
you know the name of this relating with you.
I don't know what that means. Husband.
骨皮风爪
Tiger skin phoenix feet.
to be home. It's so hard to make so tasty.
Wow.
They're different than anything to you. Trust me, that's okay. You want me to share one? No, I only have one. No, I can't try. Tiger skin flavor, right? No, it's just like that is just a name. Chinese have many names, hilarious. This is one of.
That might be a new favorite because my old favorite was Buddha jumping up to the wall.
佛跳墙，佛跳墙。It's so
Buddha
tasty.
jumping down from the wall or jumping up to the wall?
Jumping over. Because that's this is 佛跳墙, just you cook that thing, the smell is so good. Even those want to.
Even a stat. Oh, okay.
But we have 夫妻肺片 couple luck.
Couple's luck.
夫妻肺片，老婆饼
The
wife
chicken-
cake.
The chicken feet is pretty awesome. They do not call it chicken feet. They call it phoenix talons. It's neither the word for feet nor is it the word for chicken, but it is chicken feet. And this one, as a bonus, because it's even more difficult to make, this one gets the name tiger skin phoenix talon.
They deserve it, so tasty.
One of Lee's best friends, her mother took us out for a special breakfast when the last time Lee and I visited home. I said, I feel like James Bond at this restaurant because it was a pretty epic breakfast and a beautiful
Big
restaurant.
Circle table.
Yeah, huge table, and it was just the three of us at a huge table. And Lee said, yeah, actually, maybe that's why people around the world think of this style of food as Chinese food, but actually it's not. It's not even close to being representative of all China. It's actually just a tiny place by the ocean. Tiny still, of course, 30 or 40 million people live there, but compared to the rest of China, it's talking about like 2% of the population eat that food every day. So she thinks it's kind of funny that that represents Chinese food to the world, but I still felt pretty cool. I felt like James Bond in that restaurant. Lee said, this style that we're eating today is, many of the recipes are from that same province, Guangdong.
Maybe this is like their traditional style. Because the one we eat at the hotel is so fancy, but so tasty.
It was very fancy. One of the cool things is when you find these diaspora communities across the ocean, or we are across the Sea of China here, you might be eating things, you might be listening to language, you might be meeting people who live in a way that no longer exists in the home country. I know this is true in South Africa. I think this is true in Haiti. In France, my sister teaches French. She said in Canada, there is a representation in some small ways of French culture that actually might not exist anymore in France. So they study French language from Canada in a different way than they study French. So down here, sorry, that's a round the world comparison. Down here, we might be eating food that is more traditional than still happens in some places in China. And that's a very special thing about diaspora communities all over the world. Really, I'm always on the lookout for stuff like that, and I always so appreciate being able to visit situations like that.
Because I teach in Chinese school in Korea, so every year we had one activity we prepare many months to. We walking around to Papanogoma.
Yeah.
Dancing, praying, and then go to blessing the shop around the street. And those is very Guangdong.
Oh, a tradition from Guangdong, which is a province in China, that people do here in Thailand that is a very important thing in Thailand. Lee did it at her Chinese school every year without fail. But in Guangdong, do they still do stuff like that?
Some but it's not
there you
so
go.
strong like it.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you. That's a good story. I forgot that is representative of Guangdong culture as well. Huh. Man, I missed it. Do you see? 4 family members dressed for a Songkran party. 4 family members on 1 motorbike dressed for a Songkran party. I love that. Clean fish, but porky broth. Garlic, ginger. Could drink that, but don't.
Is that enough?
More yun tun. Dude, people eat this food fast and then bounce. We are the last people in the restaurant, and they're like closing. They're like cleaning the tables.
11:15. See? They're cleaning the shop 11:15. We come around this and they're cleaning.
We came by yesterday at 11:30. Long since cleaned up everything. When you visit,
You buy little bit,
Yeah.
then inside has some stuff.
I feel like I'm eating faster than I already do, and still Uncle is looking at us. When are these guys going to finish? We want to go. It is New Year, so they want to hang out with their family. But when you come, learn from us. Don't order all 20 if you're going to eat 20 different things. Don't order all 20 at once. Order 10. They're all going to be steaming, all fresh, hot, and then go order 10 more. Maybe when you're halfway through the first 10. One thing I've appreciated so much from your cooking this year is how many different things you can make from tofu and how many different types of tofu. That's a tofu meatball. Not even a tofu, it's like a tofu pocket. It's stuffed tofu.ดีครับ สุขสันต์วันสงกรานต์ด้วยครับ
I'm gonna take 3 of them back for my tomorrow's breakfast. I usually eat powder for the breakfast. น้ำก็ทำมา
โอเค ขอเก็บตังค์ด้วยนะครับพี่ ขอเก็บตังค์ด้วยนะครับ
Last one. อันนี้แบบอันนี้ใส่กระดูกค่ะ
ว้าว ขอให้มีความสุขด้วยครับ
ค่ะ
สุขสันต์วันสงกรานต์ด้วยครับ
เช่นเดียวกันค่ะสุขสันต์วันสงกรานต์ค่ะ
โอเค เจอกันใหม่ครับ
เจอไม่เสร็จครับ
คุณลุงครับ สุขสันต์วันสงกรานต์นะครับลุงครับ
Last time we come, he's washing the.
Oh yeah,
Last time we came,
That's right, that's right.
Washing like what did he do right now at 11:30? Today we
so
like it.
thankfully, I think we came 90 minutes earlier, but I think they're cleaning up like an hour earlier also. So it means this really is one of the local favorite spots anyways to have dim sum, because they're sold out an hour earlier than they were yesterday, and yesterday was Wednesday? Thursday? Anyways, maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe people got a move on this morning. They wanted to beat the rush. Wow. Today is not quite as hot as yesterday, so I think we are perfectly placed in the timing for today. We're going to go up to that Wat Stainless, a very funny name, stainless steel temple. It's one of a kind. The purpose of this dim sum meal that we just had is not to stack up as many dim sum steamed containers. That's not the point, but we did a decent job. But we did learn a bunch of new recipes. We learned how to eat a new type of food. I've never had something like that before. Even in China, the way that we ate it was different. But from here, we are going to go and see a temple where the purpose is to be at a high position. It's a very special site for Hat Yai. It's the highest point of Hat Yai, and this town is quite a mix, both of food, but also, of course, of religion, something else that is intrinsic in the blend of cultures. So the mountain we went on the first day was more Chinese and Hindu, maybe Chinese Buddhist, and then Hindu. So now we are going to visit the site of maybe the center of the Thai Buddhism for this area. But it's also just a beautiful, beautiful park. The temple is at the top of a very steep climb, featured last year as the final stage of the tour of Thailand. So I did not race in that race, but I have raced on my bicycle up that climb. Smaller race, and it is steep. You can hear there are people still partying. It is now the day after New Year's, but today's Saturday, so many people. Oh, I did cut that one. I didn't remember. Okay, there you go. Now that. Color. I'm glad you don't have a mask on, so I can just do this.
What on foot?
Turn the camera.
No, I didn't wash my hair.
At the same time, so exotic, but also so refreshing, comforting. If you haven't had a durian in a while, try to change that. I'm so lucky to be down here in the south having a southern durian. Up in the north, they still haven't reached yet. So this is the second durian that we've had this year. First one was last week in Phuket, a puong mani. This one is a chani. The temple is not the only thing that's made out of stainless steel. You hear the family who's come up here. They're playing with the bells. Can you hear like the full range of stuff coming through the speakers right now? Super low bass and then very high sounds. That piece is even sweeter. Remember, the durian, the king of fruits, you gotta respect it. Do not drink alcohol with durian. Durian is very warming, can be dangerous to drink alcohol. But also, if you can, find some mangosteen to be a partner for your durian, because mangosteen is a natural cooling. In the jungle, it's very humid, but up here, it's a little bit cooler than down in the city. So I just have durian everywhere. Now we're gonna go get on an airplane. So I hope you loved that dim sum. We had a blast there, and hanging out with that family was so fun. Closing down the restaurant with them was also very fun. We're closing up for the day. Hat Yai has been a great trip so far. We still have a few more videos. Hope you're enjoying this one. Hope you're enjoying your day today. Thanks for making our day with some beautiful comments. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to write. I'll finish off this durian. I'll leave you with some more beautiful views from up here on the mountainside. Small mountains, but still beautiful to have climbs all the way around Hat Yai. Durian in the throat. Have a great day.